Oh. Well now. Okay. You think I brought you to, like, Shawshank, or are you happy about being here?
We're in Clearwater tonight. I'm Allison Morrow.
Hi, I'm Allison Morrow.
I'm Allison Morrow.
And I've gone to a lot of places.
On St. Pete Beach, Allison Morrow.
And now with my former Force Recon Marine husband, I'm going off-grid-ish.
Pretty moon, up before the sun rises, off we go to get Sassy! You gonna go get Sassy, your horse? Are you getting Sassy, your horse? You excited? You excited to get your horse? I don't know if you'll even be able to see me in this video because it's so dark, but we wanted to get an early start because we're trying to get Sassy back here around noon, so we'll have a few hours of daylight before the sun sets again. We want to see how she's going to adjust and how she does with the other two horses that she's going to be roommates with now. So it's a couple-hour drive from our house to where Sassy lives now, and then a couple-hour drive back. And so we wanted to leave around 6 a.m. We are now about to cross over the pass through the mountains, and you may be able to see some snow. I don't know. It might be a little dark, but we're hoping that it snows soon because it's almost ski season and it's been a pretty dry winter so far.
I love it out here. Got some of our first snow, looks like last night, or over the last couple days, I guess. So you're just starting to see the snow creep its way down from the mountain peaks into the trees, and it's kind of got that early morning bluish glow to it all, and it's just really pretty country up here.
I mean, come on, people. How do you still live in a city when you could have this as your background? Actually, you know what? I shouldn't try to tell everybody to move to the mountains because then we'd just turn them into the city. So if you like the city, stay right where you are. It's okay with us. So you may be wondering, who is Sassy? Because you're new to the channel and you haven't seen her a whole lot in our videos, and that's kind of the point because Sassy is sort of the last remaining puzzle piece of the family journey, sort of off-grid-ish, as we renovate this Airstream and everything and move toward building our own family homestead and stuff, because Sassy has never lived on the same property with us or me, who she has been with for 27 years. Sassy was born when I was 11. This is a pretty awesome side-by-side picture you can see of me and Sassy when she was just a few weeks old and I was 11 years old. And then we kind of recreated it when I was about 35 years old out here. So the first picture is Florida. The second picture is here in the Pacific Northwest. And you can see, obviously, we both have grown. My fashion sense in both has stayed pretty much the same. I did not even intend to recreate an orange top with purple pants, but that's just how good I am when it comes to clothing choices. Anyway, so Sassy for her entire life has lived at a boarding facility, basically, at a stable where she's had a pretty good life, but I've always had to drive to go see her. I've never woken up and taken care of her, you know, mucked her own stall or fed her in the evening or ridden her like in our backyard or anything like that. And so this is actually kind of like the end of a chapter and the beginning of a big new one, because I don't know, it's always been a dream of mine to bring Sassy home, and that's actually what we're doing today, which is pretty cool. Yesterday, we checked out this trailer with our landlord who owns it and her cousin who owns the truck. It's pretty awesome. They actually both lent us these so that we didn't have to rent either.
And then that slides down.
No cameras, please. No cameras, please.
She'll hop in and we'll take a nice little drive up over the pass and take her home.
I've never loaded my own horse.
I think it just kind of speaks to the duality of man, but also
Wow.
me waxing poetic there. But in all seriousness, it's kind of interesting how the more compressed and condensed you are, the less likely I've noticed it that people are to help each other out. Whereas where we moved to, we're obviously much more spread out. But the more spread out you are, the more I've noticed that people are willing to help you unconditionally. Is the big thing. It's not even as if there's some sort of unwritten rule. It's just that's what people do. We're your neighbors to a certain degree, and you help each other out. So it's kind of an interesting dynamic that occurs.
No one asked, who did you vote for president? Or what do you think about this particular socio-political issue? They just gave us the trailer and truck and wanted to help us out regardless.
We went to the farm feed and tax store, our local kind of, we're going out to town, like that's where we go. Get some lickies and chewies and stuff like that. But I'd been in there a couple times, and already the people that own the store and work the store, they've already gotten to know us, and so they recognize us and say hello when we come in and say goodbye when we go away. But the other day I was wearing just my normal Recon Sniper Foundation hat, and the gal just said to me, I didn't even think about it, but as I was checking out and walking away, she said, "Oh, thank you for your service." I've never heard anybody say that to me in the city, ever. And not that necessarily matters to me in the fact that like it's something that I expect, but it shows you that people are actually, even the cashier at the store is paying attention to you and notices things about you. I think that's the thing that was really struck me about it.
That hillside as you drive into the Seattle area always gives me the willies because it's like my nightmare right now. Like all these houses that look exactly the same, stacked within inches of each other, everybody crammed into a tiny spot. Back to Sassy though. The thing is, when you live in a city, obviously, you can't bring your horse into your apartment. It's kind of frowned upon. Especially like the whole sanitation thing, because horses don't really use toilets very well. And so following my career, especially as a TV news journalist, the more successful you get, the bigger city you go to. And that usually means the more expensive it is, and then the further away your horse has to live, because when I was in a smaller market, it was more rural. And like Knoxville, Tennessee, Sassy was only 20 minutes from where I lived. But in Seattle, 20 minutes from where I lived was still a city. And some people were quoting like $900 a month for Sassy to live. And we're so lucky we found Robin and Randy, who you'll meet in just a second. But Sassy's been about an hour away from where we've been living for the last almost 2 years. And so I've really only been going out to see her like once a week, or maybe if work took me close by, I could go twice a week. But twice a week for a couple of hours at best, just like, it's not good enough for me. I wanted to be able to have her with the rest of our family. And so big picture, there have been a lot of changes in a lot of ways for this very moment so that Sassy could be a part of our family. We're a few minutes away from getting to the barn where Robin and Randy have been taking care of Sassy for the last several years. Robin and Randy have become really good friends of mine, and then when Lynn and I got together, became really good friends of his.
I actually proposed to Allison on their property after she did a trail ride with Sassy.
Yes, he proposed and they saw us out the kitchen window, but didn't take any photos or anything. So anyway,
We should have them tell that story on camera sometime.
we can have them tell it today.
I looked out the window in the kitchen and I was gonna bring you guys a beer. And I had them in my hand. I looked out the kitchen window at the fire pit out there where you guys were sitting. And Lynn was on one knee and he was looking right at you. So I said, Randy, this isn't the time to go out to the fire pit.
It was no small feat for them to come to our wedding because Randy's in his mid-70s and you had to hike 3 miles up and 3 miles down to go to our wedding. But they did it anyway. They started a lot earlier than the rest of us, but they made it the entire way up, and very cool, like left hiking sticks for people and funny signs. And then we had this really great shot of Randy giving us a toast after we sealed the deal. And now they're really more like, you know, a family to us, which I guess in some ways it's sad to leave because you don't want to leave your family. But on the other hand, it's good to know that they are like family and that we'll always stay in touch. So it's going to be sad saying goodbye to them, but I know that it's not really goodbye. It's just, what is it?
Check you later, dude.
What are you guys doing today?
What's this? My gosh. Our
That's cool. What a great shot of the back of my head.
You've always said that was your best side.
Now, Robin and I decided to take a hike up towards Mount Rainier, and we invited them to go along and get married up there while we were up because we knew we could only do it once.
Exactly.
See?
Wow.
It only took 8 hours of hiking straight up.
Sassy, are you gonna go for a ride? Do you know what's happening today? Oh, Sunny's very vocal. Their socks. Very vocal.
You gonna go home?
Sophie is, how old is Sophie? 36? The matriarch of the herd. Sassy's frenemy. Sophie doesn't ask, she tells. Kind of feel like I'm ripping my 8th grader out of school and hello. Feel like I'm ripping my 8th grader out of school and transferring her to an entirely different high school with all new friends and everything, and I feel kind of bad. I really hope she doesn't hate me after this. We're gonna be A-okay, right? Because we're gonna be a family. We're gonna be a family. Sassy's kind of like me. She's sort of like not really touchy-feely, you know? She's always been that way. Maybe she got it from me. I have filmed YouTube videos out here. I was in a commercial for my old TV station that was filmed out here. This is my old beer fridge right here. Now, I don't drink light beer. I only drink basically IPAs, so that's only Randy's beer in there. I haven't been here in a few weeks, but it's sad to leave this place. It really is. Lots of memories. Got my new work gloves. Here we go. We're gonna get Sassy and bring her out and see if she remembers the Dungeon of Doom / the trailer. Last time she was in one of these, Robin and Randy moved to this place 2 years ago, but before that, the last time she got on one of these, she moved from Florida, so I don't think she has very good memories associated with trailers. Yeah, I've never, loaded Sassy by myself before, and, driven her by myself. It's always been either I'd, help her get on, but then a professional driver would take her or whatever, so here we go! They made Sassy lunch for her trip. She got some apples and some carrots and her favorite treats.
Hey, Sassy. You ready to go? You want to have one of your favorite treats?
Sunny knows. Sassy's naked. The video just went from PG to R-rated. Sassy's not wearing any clothes anymore. Ready for it? Sassy, what's that? What is it? Good girl. Come on.
Good girl, Sassy.
So good.
Yeah, that's a girl. Go ahead and close that gate.
Watch out, Sassy. Watch out, girl. Watch out. Gotta do your TikTok. Can't just experience life anymore. You have to
If you didn't
record
videotape
it. When I'm 80, I'm gonna go back and watch all my YouTube videos, all my social media accounts, and figure out what I've just been doing for the last 60 years.
My brother Faridio, you talk about the videos, he used to, instead of saying, how you doing or what's going on, he always asked people, hey, what's your movie? Group hug.
Group hug.
Three-way hug.
Let's cry, let's trade hats. Okay, we're good.
We're here! Yay!
Real slow, because they don't know if it's a ramp or
Right.
a step down.
Good girl! Yes, yes, yes. Got it a million. Nice kisses. No biting. Oh.
There you go.
Had a few scary moments that we do not have on video because I was trying to give my full attention to the horses, but I think we have gotten past the I want to kick your eyeballs out phase, and now we're at a I want to sniff your butt phase, so I think we're making progress here. Sassy and her new frenemies. Foxy's like, Sassy's butt stinks. I should not have sniffed that, but too late, no turning back now. What do you think this, like what is that? Is it really just like you stink?
I just think it's their way of communicating.
Communicating that you stink.
Could be.
Time to take a shower.
So far, I think it's going great. I think Sassy is kind of telling Maverick and Foxy, I am going to be the queen of this pasture, so leave me alone.
Sassy has never really been the queen of a pasture before.
But I think she's going to like it here. She's got big pasture, wide open spaces, mountain views, a little bit of wind.
Just for perspective, y'all, look out your window right now. Okay, I'll wait. Look out your window and see your view. Do you see your view? Okay, now look out Sassy's window. Dashing through the snow on a one-horse open sleigh.
Over the fields we go, laughing all the way.
Oh, jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg.
We're gonna cross our fingers they all make it through the night. I gotta say, it is, it's heavy. I mean, it's funny, like, going through, watching the horses get adjusted and, you know, exciting, taking Sassy to her new home and watching all of this. I'm sure, like, it's hard to understand the depth of what this means. But this is a long time coming. I've been riding horses since I was a little girl and never lived in a place where I could have my horse with me. And Sassy was born so long ago. I don't have really any memories without her, honestly. I've had to change a lot to make this move a reality. Not just a career, but really an identity, because my identity in a lot of ways was wrapped up in my career as a TV news reporter. It becomes like this all-encompassing thing where you never really stop working and you're kind of always on, and the deadlines and the time and the pressure you feel to, in case I was taking this too seriously, the horses have reminded me to lighten up a little bit. But anyway, it's just kind of heavy to sit back and think about everything that's had to change to get to this moment. Living now in the country, not the city, for the first time, like using the phrase going to town today, and just everything that goes with slowing down, which you, at least if you're me, you idealize for so long, thinking that it's going to be this amazing, easy shift, and then it happens, and it takes a while to decompress, honestly. All those onion layers have to kind of peel off, and I have had to come to terms with, like, who is Allison if Allison's not all these things that she used to be. It's not always easy and fun and laughing and excitement and adventure. There's a lot of sleepless nights, like last night, worrying about today, and tears, wondering if I made the right decision, and I don't know, just a lot of contemplation taking place, and kind of like I'm in rehab or something, like detoxing from my previous life. And that was a great life, it was. But I think the things that used to mean life to me are now no longer top of the pyramid, and family and slowing down and being able to pay attention and really soak it all in, this next half of what I got left on this earth, that's starting to mean a lot more. And I realized in my old life that it was great, there were lots of great parts of it, but my career especially was going to be the majority of what I would do, and it was great what I did, but it wasn't great enough to be everything. It wasn't great enough to be my everything. And so I had to let it go in some ways. At least I, still have this YouTube channel and everything, so I feel like I get to use my skills as a storyteller and a journalist in some ways, and taking everybody along for this journey of ours. But I do have to say, like, it's not just like you get to a beach in Mexico or something when you make these changes and have your margarita and all the stress just peels off immediately and it's all good. Like, there's a lot of wrestling with the demons that follow you around when, you know, you're trying to figure all this stuff out, and you got to tell them to back off. And, you know, you can't really start reading a new book until you end the last one. But if all you know is your last book, it's scary to put it down. It's not just a horse moving to the countryside. It is a family reinventing itself, essentially. And then we hope reinventing ourselves to what is the really real us deep down inside. Despite all the challenges, it's really good to have my buddy home. Finally home. Family is together at last. Okay, well, sorry, Sassy, that the first night you were here, you got your first snow. Let's see how she's doing. Oh, poor baby. Sassy! Are you cold? Are you doing okay? Are you doing okay? Maverick! Really? Maverick! Hey! Sassy survived, but Maverick is probably more annoying to her than the snow because he won't leave her alone and he just keeps chasing after her. Sassy, what do you think? She did good. Yes, she did. She did good. She's a little wet, but she doesn't look like she's shaking or anything, so. She did good. Did you do good? It's always been a dream of mine to walk outside and have my morning cup of coffee with Sassy. So, I got my cup of coffee. I got my Sassy. First sip. You want some? No, I don't think she wants any coffee. History in the making, folks. I'll be honest, I cried like solidly for a good 15 minutes when I started seeing that snow was all of a sudden randomly on the forecast. Hey, Foxy, get out of my Lifetime movie, thanks. And that was the one thing I wanted to avoid for her first like couple of days here was snow, because she's still, you know, getting used to it, and I don't know if she can get into the shelter because the other two horses are kind of bullying her. So then I saw it snowing and I was like, man, this is gonna be terrible. We woke up, it's really pretty out. Sassy's still alive. I have my cup of coffee with her like I've dreamed of for over 2 decades. I don't know if I've been drinking coffee for 2 decades, but anyway, as long as I've been drinking coffee, I've been wanting to have one with my horse. And here I am, doing it. So, proof, dreams do come true. You may cry a lot on your way to the rainbow, but you'll get there. Cheers, everybody. Have a great day.